Well, stay with us, everyone. We're still keeping an eye on Hurricane Harvey. It has now been downgraded to a Category 1 storm, but still an issue there in Texas. Just ahead, we'll have a live report to take a closer look at how they've been impacted on the coastline there by Hurricane Harvey. That's coming up.
Live, local, now. This is WIS News 10.
Well, beautiful weather outside, out our doors. We take a live look over downtown Columbia through that WIS Skycam right now. So let's send it over to Tim Miller to get a check of your first look forecast. Tim.
Yeah, here at home, it's wonderful, Sam. It's been absolutely great. Where it's not, Texas. That's our water. That's an infrared view of a satellite, which basically shows, the darker the colors, the taller the cloud tops are in the atmosphere, the colder the cloud tops are, and the more intense the storm is. So certainly, yeah, right around what was the eye of Hurricane Harvey, and there is still a tiny bit of an eye, but it's finally closing on in, which means it's shrinking in intensity for sure, which is certainly good news. It's down to a Cat 1 storm at this point, but still, nonetheless, it is a menace. And look on the east side, as always, this big rain, these big rain bands headed into parts of Houston, where that's going to be a problem for them for days. And all for Texas for days as it continues to spin and cause not only wind and rain damage, but also even some storm surge, I think, now on the right side of that storm as it moves on into Houston. So there it is. There's the Houston area. 4.5 million people live in this area, and they're inundated with rain. That's going to be some major flooding for Houston. Where is Harvey now? Wind speeds at 80 miles per hour, moving north-northwest at 6, barely moving at all. And that's going to be the case for days. Check this out. This thing just sort of sits over Texas, according to the Hurricane Center. So we have it Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then by Thursday, it's there. That would be days of rain for Texas. So we'll continue to update you, and I'll get more details on that coming up just a bit. Closer at home here, it's really nice. Sunshine, a few clouds at the moment. I'll sort of tilt you, give you the atmospheric view here of some showers from Charleston. Notice this front here. We're going to watch low pressure develop around that front over the next at least 24 hours to bring some showers to the coast and a little breezy conditions for us for tomorrow. Temperatures this morning are nice with some sunshine, 78 in town, Lexington almost 80, but 72 in Chester and 73 up in Lancaster. My forecast for today, it's going to be delightful. We'll be in the 80s. It'll be warm. 89 will be our high by 4 o'clock, but the humidity will be lower, so won't feel that oppressive heat as well. We'll certainly be able to enjoy that. We'll look at the rest of the forecast of the weekend and more about Harvey coming up in just a bit. Sam.
We are continuing to track Hurricane Harvey. It has been downgraded to a Category 1 storm, but still at this hour, the winds and the storm surge, huge factor there in Texas, as Tim Miller has been telling us. Mackenzie Henderson is live in Port Lavaca, Texas. And Mackenzie, if you can hear me, I'm sure it was a rough night last night. I see you're in the car there, but I'm sure there is just more to come.
Yes, there is definitely more to come, and the reason we are in the car, Sam, is because the conditions outside are just way too dangerous. You walk outside and that wind gust just takes you 3 or 4 feet, and it's just kind of hard to get your balance. I'd like to show you, you were talking a little bit about that storm surge, and we have definitely experienced that here. I'd like to show you through the window here. I'm going to just put the window down, and you can see that flooding behind us in that parking lot. We've got some debris, a lot more debris than there was earlier today. So we definitely wanted to just stay in this car, stay safe, and be able to show you still the conditions there. We've been here since noon yesterday and have, of course, seen the conditions get worse and worse and worse. I would argue that this morning they were probably the worst. We couldn't see them very well because it was pitch black, but that downgrade that they have given the hurricane, we're not feeling it here. It's definitely still very, very bad. We lost power around midnight, so we're just hunkered down here, bringing those updates to y'all as many times as we can. Live in Port Lavaca, Mackenzie Henderson for the Raycom News Network.
Well, Hurricane Harvey slowly moving its way through southeastern Texas, as you just heard Mackenzie tell you there. After making landfall late last night, residents are facing brutal conditions at this hour as the storm continues to pack a punch. The storm surge, the wind, still a really big factor there. Sonia Moog has the latest.
Hurricane Harvey is pounding the Gulf Coast of Texas, kicking off what could be days of punishing wind, rain, and catastrophic flooding. Wind gusts in excess of 130 miles per hour. Storm surge in some coastal cities that could reach 13 feet. And some areas may see as much as 40 inches of rain.
I mean, it's been constant rain and heavy wind. I mean, you can feel it when the real gusts come in. You can feel it like pushing against the walls of in our home.
Some local officials have ordered mandatory evacuations. The National Weather Service says large portions of South Texas could be uninhabitable for weeks or even months.
We do know we have significant damage throughout the area. We are inundated with calls with people needing help.
Harvey was a Category 4 storm when it made landfall between Port Aransas and Port O'Connor. Forecast models widely differ on where it goes next.
It's interesting that this thing is turning into quite the marathon. You expect these things to be a quicker flash and bang than they are. To be honest, the intensity still hasn't let up.
For the residents here in Texas, at this moment, all they can do is buckle down and wait out this powerful, slow-moving storm.
Well, stay with us, everyone. Coming up, what if we told you you can view Hurricane Harvey from space? Coming up, we're going to take a closer look at what Hurricane Harvey looks like from the sky. That's coming up after the break.